What else do you need? That's all you need to do right now. But I guess Lord Gaben just loves that sweet, sweet cash money way too much.
Come on, Gaben, you're better than this. Come on, Gaben, you're better.
So today we are going to be taking a look at a video from a channel for the most part I actually really like, and honestly I have nothing against this guy whatsoever, and that of course being ReviewTechUSA. He's actually one of the very few gaming news channels out there that doesn't make me literally want to shoot myself in the head because of the 15-minute stretched out videos with like 10 minutes of recap and begging for comments and likes. So for that aspect, I do have to give him some respect, but we definitely don't agree on a lot of stuff. And this Epic Game Store situation is definitely one of those cases. Rich, or ReviewTechUSA, whatever you want to call him, has been one of the channels you could say is pretty optimistic about the Epic Game Store and is much more in favor of them than people like myself who see them as the cancer of PC gaming. I mean, that's fine. We can all have our own opinions at the end of the day. But the video we are going to be watching today is by far one of the worst takes on the Epic situation that I've seen recently, so I thought it would be worth making a response video towards. The title of the video we're going to be looking at is called Epic Games Will Stop Doing Store Exclusives If Steam Gives Devs More Money. And at first glance, you would probably think that's one of the most retarded things you've probably heard in a very long time, and I would have to agree with you. So I think without further ado, let's go ahead and check out this video.
Tim Sweeney, the Epic Games CEO himself, is saying if Valve matched the revenue share the Epic Games Store has, there wouldn't be any competition and they wouldn't have any exclusive deals. They actually think it would be a good thing. This is the CEO of Epic Games himself saying this. Let's get into it.
Okay, Rich, I think somebody who reports on gaming news should know that you really shouldn't believe every word that comes out of a CEO's mouth. I mean, this is the same guy that said that Epic never wanted to pull a game off Steam before release again, like they did with Metro Exodus, and then literally the next day pulled Control and The Outer Worlds off of Steam by paying for exclusivity. The track record here is not really in Tim Sweeney's favor of being an honest individual.
Skip it up and that up. Okay, I've been talking about this ever since the Epic Games Store became a relevant thing back late last year. If Steam, or Valve I should say, matched the revenue share of the Epic Games Store, the 88% revenue share, the whole exclusivity deal, and hell, even Epic Games Store itself, wouldn't really be a thing.
Serious question here. Do you understand how exclusivity deals work? I mean, the revenue split literally has nothing to do with them. Epic is getting these exclusives not because they have a better revenue split, but because they are literally giving these publishers millions of dollars to compensate for lost sales in order to make them exclusive to the Epic Game Store. The Epic Game Store could take a 50% cut, and a company like Take-Two would still sign an exclusivity agreement because Epic would be paying them up front the money they would be losing by not putting the game on other platforms like Steam. The revenue cut really has nothing to do with anything in a case with paid for timed exclusivity.
I mean, maybe they could come back with features that Steam doesn't have that would still make people buy games on the Epic Games Store and not on Steam, but all this controversy and all this drama surrounding these two different game launchers and digital distribution platforms wouldn't be newsworthy.
Do you actually think Epic has a real interest in competing with Steam? No, they want to overtake Steam. They're not going to stop with the third-party exclusivity deals unless they physically run out of money, and you would be crazy to think otherwise. Do you think they're just going to take a loss on the hundreds of millions they've probably put into this launcher at this point? No, there's no way. This was a pretty sad attempt to try and turn people against Steam, and honestly, man, there's no other way to say it, but you took the bait just like they wanted you to.
And if you don't believe me, Epic Games CEO on Twitter just yesterday pretty much said the same thing that I've been saying. This is what he said on Twitter. If Steam committed to a permanent 88% revenue share for all developers and publishers without major strings attached, Epic would hastily organize a retreat from exclusives while honoring our partner commitments and consider putting our own games on Steam. Such a move would be a glorious moment in the history of PC gaming and would have a sweeping impact on other platforms for generations to come. Then stores could go back to just being nice places to buy stuff, rather than game developer IRS. So Gaben, Valve, do you hear what the CEO of your biggest competition for digital distribution right now is saying?
Come on, dude, you're smarter than this. Like, you can't see that this is an obvious attempt to try and turn people on Steam and make it look like the ball's in their court and that Epic is actually the good guy in this situation. Again, this is the same guy that said he never wanted to remove a game from another platform before launch again and make it an Epic Game Store exclusive, and literally did the exact same thing less than 24 hours later. I mean, it doesn't take a fucking genius to figure out that Tim Sweeney is just a snake oil salesman and is bullshitting so hard right now. The only reason he's even talking about backing off exclusivity is because he knows long-term this is not sustainable. It's a huge expense on the part of Epic, and Steam knows that, which is why the best move for them is to literally do nothing right now.
He's saying the same thing I've been saying for quite a long time. Now, I understand, and people bring it up in the comment section, and you're right, that there's other issues with Valve. And I've been talking about Valve and Steam and the issues of the Steam digital distribution platform for years now.
Oh, great. We're getting into these issues of Steam that exist that no one is actually ever able to name. I mean, talk about getting off topic, though. We're talking about the Epic Game Store ending exclusivity, and now we're talking about the problems of Steam.
Like, back in like 2014, I remember complaining about issues that the Steam platform have. Mainly, their customer service is god-awful. It's slightly better now. You'll get a response at least now, but it's still not good enough. In my opinion, they should have a way that you could call them if you're having issues and get issues dealt with much quicker. But whatever, that's something that I've been talking about for quite a while.
I mean, to be completely honest, dude, I really don't care how long you've been talking about it, but I mean, it's just typical, man. The only thing people ever have to complain about with Steam whenever they go, oh, there's so many problems with Steam, is the so-called customer service. I mean, the only time I've ever needed Steam customer service was to refund a game, and that process is so insanely easy, I'm not really sure why you would even need to contact customer support, since their refund policy and system is so easy to use, but whatever, dude. I mean, you definitely are getting a much better service with Epic, I'm sure. They don't even have automated refunds yet, and they literally have an F rating on the Better Business Bureau based on customer feedback. But you know, Steam is just so awful, dude.
But the main thing is the revenue share.
Rich, where is that same energy for the consoles, man, that take the same amount as Steam? I mean, Steam is just following the industry standard. Even Apple takes 30% of mobile gaming sales. I mean, Steam actually is doing more for the devs versus the console industry, because if a game reaches a certain threshold, they only take around 20%. Plus, I'm gonna be completely honest here, man. I honestly don't give two shits about how much money a publisher gets from the sale of a game, especially since we have seen time and time again that even when they are given a higher revenue share, they still charge the same price for the game. I mean, therefore, it has no effect on me as the customer, so why the hell should I care if they're getting more money? I mean, I can't stand this bullshit that now all of a sudden people care about the fucking revenue splits of video games in an attempt to white knight the Epic Game Store. I mean, literally no one gave a shit about this a year ago, but now all of a sudden it's a huge fucking deal that the entire fate of the gaming industry rests on. I mean, give me a fucking break, man.
Look, I understand developers don't want to come out and just say, and publishers don't want to say, look, it's all about the money. It's fine that it's all about the money, but they know if they say, hey, look, we're going to just make more money on the Epic Game Store due to the better revenue share than we would on Steam. That's why we're just doing this timed exclusivity deal. If they said that, they would look terrible. They don't want to say that. They want to, oh, it's about the platform. It's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. And I'm thinking to myself, no, it's not. I mean, it looks nice. The aesthetic of the Epic Game Store is nice, but it's still very bare bones. It's a new digital distribution platform that's fairly limited. So all of the things that they're saying are like, yeah, you're kind of full of crap. You just want more money, which is fine, but you don't want to say that you want more money.
But what you're saying here is basically we should still side with the greedy publishers that want to throw customers under the bus in pursuit of more money and white knight for them in order to get Steam to change its revenue split. I mean, fuck that, man. I mean, I'm not getting paid by these publishers, so why the actual fuck should I care about how much money they're making if they want to put their games on an inferior platform that customers don't want to use despite what their customers want? I say fuck them, dude. I just won't buy the game. I mean, it's simple as that. I mean, they deserve all the backlash they get as a result. At the end of the day, it's a fucking video game, dude. I can live without it. I really do not give a shit. And I'm definitely not going to white knight and demand that Steam lower its revenue split in order to get games back on the platform. If they don't want to sell me a game, I will be more than happy to not give them my money. I mean, developers that want to put their games on Epic over Steam can enjoy the 88% of my $0 heading their way.
So, Valve, I don't know what else needs to be said. You have your competition saying, look, we will stop all these exclusivity deals if you match the revenue share. We just want to be another digital distribution platform and everyone can just buy games wherever the hell they want.
But Rich, do you not see the problem with that? They could literally do that right now. If the revenue split is such an important issue, why the hell are developers and publishers not putting their games on the Epic Games Store without exclusivity deals? I mean, where's Sekiro? Where's Devil May Cry 5? Where's Resident Evil 2 Remake? Where is Mortal Kombat 11? Why isn't Rage 2 coming to the Epic Games Store? Why isn't Doom Eternal coming to the Epic Games Store? Why isn't Fallout 76 coming to the Epic Games Store? It's not that big of a deal. I mean, fuck, dude. Every single game would be released on the Discord store if the revenue split was that big of a deal, because they only take 10%, which is better than even the Epic Games Store. So obviously the revenue split is not that big of a deal to these publishers' bottom lines. It's only because they want that Epic exclusivity money in return for giving up a much larger user base. And Epic knows that if they stop exclusivity, no one will have any reason to use their launcher. And they put out this statement in a sad and desperate attempt to try and turn people on Steam, and you took the bait just like they hoped people would. I mean, dude, you need to be smarter than that. It is so obvious what they're trying to pull in this situation.
Epic Games is even saying they would bring their games over to your platform if you match their revenue share.
No, they 100% said they would consider it. They're not for sure putting their games on Steam. I mean, that's a big fucking difference here. I mean, this is obviously just a bluff, dude.
What else do you need? That's all you need to do right now. Yes, there's other things that need to be improved about Steam, I get that. But if you match revenue share, all of this drama between the digital distribution platforms right now pretty much would cease to exist. But I guess Lord Gaben just loves that sweet, sweet cash money way too much.
Why are you acting like Valve is the only company that wants money? I mean, the only reason Epic is doing this is to make more money. You really just don't like Steam, do you?
Come on, Gaben, you're better than this. And Steam would still be raking in dough every year with an 88% revenue share where developers get 88% of money across the board, whether they're indie developers or major AAA developers. But
okay, so you've seen Valve's financials and know without a shadow of a doubt that it would be a sustainable business model. I got you, dude. Like, that's quite the insight you have there.
It is what it is. We'll see what happens. I have a feeling Valve will eventually match the revenue share, but they're being stubborn right now. But only time will tell. We'll have to see if they finally give in and match Epic Games Store rev. This is Rich of ReviewTechUSA signing out. Have a good one. Hey everybody, if you enjoyed this video, make sure
And just like that, the video is over again. I really don't have anything against ReviewTechUSA, but this was just a really shitty take, in my opinion, on this entire Epic Games Store situation. I mean, at this point, we should know better not to believe a single word that comes from Tim Sweeney or anyone at Epic, because they have proven time and time again that they do not give a single fuck about the customer. But I think the worst part about this video was the fact that Rich literally took the bait that Tim Sweeney was hoping people would, and that is to turn people against Steam and make them think that Epic is all of a sudden the good guy in this situation, fighting the good fight for the gaming industry, when in reality, this would have never happened if Epic would have stuck to what they do best, selling microtransactions to kids. But anyway, guys, that does it for the video today. I want to say thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to check out the video, and for all the recent support as well, and I will catch you guys next time.